It's Mr. GP, your illegal expert. I got Professor G, educational expert. Miss Minga, social emotional expert. And we are joined straight from the streets, Cliff Brown. Now, Cliff is here because he's helping us get the understanding of what's actually going on out here. So we need people who are actually on the ground. So when we give advice, we know we're giving proper advice. So Cliff, what's your situation right now in this dating game?
Oh man, getting straight to it. I mean, as of currently, I'm not really like I don't have somebody I'm dealing with on a serious level. Obviously I'm a young man. I dip and dabble and stuff like that. I did like my last relationship was like 2 years ago. Like no, it lasted 2 years ago, and it was about like 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? It's just again one thing about it though. Like I heard a lot of people talking about, this generation and this and that, it's not the same as it used to be, back in the day. Not you guys are not that old, but like our parents and stuff like that, how they used to have it and their relationship used to last. Fortunately, but you know what I mean? Unfortunately for us, it's a lot of, corruption in the dating game, so you kind of have to like know what you're looking for. You know what I mean? So right.
Hold on. What do you mean there's a lot of corruption in the dating game? Explain that.
Oh man, it's like nowadays, I feel like since if you're looking at it from a more of a like technology standpoint, where you're looking at like the media standpoint, it's kind of like it's hard for like a female or even male. Because I'm not here to bash women or bash men. I'm just saying it's just like it's a team effort, but it's like when it's hard to like compartmentalize and kind of like understand that we were going to be one unit. You know what I mean? I feel like now they're trying to make it each of us to go against that. You know what I mean? So once you understand that, girls nowadays, their mindset is just like, I don't need a man. Oh, men be like, excuse me, I don't know if you could curse on this, but like, girls ain't it, or whatever the case is. So it's like,
it's a family show. It's a family show.
I'm sorry, yeah. So it's like, you're saying like, girls are just acting up, or whatever the case is. So, when you're hearing that, it's like, automatically you're going to grow up and just kind of be afraid of that. But, but I feel like, I think that's not the right agenda for us to be pushing. It's definitely some good girls out there. It's also some girls that just don't have no emotion. That's not emotionally available. So it all depends on the type of person you are. That's the person that you're looking for, where you're looking for. So that's just what it is.
All right, so let me ask you this: is the purpose of dating at this time, with young people around your age, you about 24, 25?
No, I'm 27. I'm 27. Thank
27.
you.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I was trying to be generous, but you ain't want it.
Of course, I appreciate
that. So you about 27. Is the goal for people your age at this point, is the end game marriage, or is it just we just out here just doing us having fun?
And that's a good question. I feel like that's more like a individual question for me, but I'm gonna try to generalize it as much as I could. But for me right now, it's like the main idea is like obviously I will want to like have a family at the end of the day and just get married, whatever the case is. But even with that, when you start looking at the whole marriage, how the whole system is based on, it's like it's a business. You know what I'm saying? It's a business, especially if you're a man that have things going on, that have businesses, that especially if you got a lot to lose. I feel like marriage itself, beside the loving aspect or whatever, I don't think the male really benefit from that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, that's something that traditionally that's how we was raised, like have opinions and stuff like that. But with me personally, I feel like it's all about love and respect right now. You know what I mean? If you know what I'm saying? We young right now. I don't have no kids, fortunately. You know what I mean? And but the goal, like you said, the end goal for me is like by 30, find somebody that I could happily be with, understand whatever the case, just trust, and then actually build on that. But as of right now, it's looking a little scarce. But again, I'm keeping good hope alive. Just being positive with whatever that I approach. So that's how I'm looking at it though.
Miss Minga, what you got for him?
Are you currently dating anyone?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I don't know what's your definition of dating. Like if you mean like dating just like exclusively, or you just like
are you talking to people, or just...
Definitely. I'm definitely talking to people, and I'm in the process of trying to like cut it down because it comes with a lot of distraction. You know what I'm saying? Just trying to like focus on what really matters.
Well, how many girlfriends? Well, how many pieces do you have?
Right now, Like if I could just go and just be like, come over and stuff like that, probably like 5, 4.
Okay, so one
stuff like that
for the weekday.
I wouldn't say all that, but one thing about me though, the beauty of it though is like I kind of like come to it as transparent as I could. I tell them like, you know what I mean, like right now, my situation right now is not. I'm not leading nobody on. You know what I mean? I tell them, hey, you know, we could go on dates, we could whatever vibe out, whatever the case. But I'm not like. I'm not gonna sit there and lie and just be like, yo, you're the only one in the picture right now, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
So what are the females doing? Do they have other dudes as well? Are they telling you that? Or they telling you they love you and you're the only one? How's that dynamic?
That's a good question, right? So I just say I have like 5 people that I talk to, but like I got like 2 that like on the serious, more of the, you know what I mean? More of the serious, like where it's like, okay, you know.
2 serious girlfriends, all right?
Do you feel that your lifestyle is aligned to what you want in the future, or are you preparing yourself to be prepare yourself for the things that you said previously?
Yeah, I mean that's the goal. At the end of the day, like it's a work.
But you're not living it now, so how is that the goal?
I mean, yeah, I was gonna finish. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, so I'm saying like at the end of the day, that's the end goal. I feel like none of us is just like fully ready, you know. But you know, like that's what I'm heading towards. I'm at least 80% ready to the lifestyle that I want to live right now. So it's like, you know, I don't see that part as a problem. You know what I mean? I just feel like it's always you could always like them more. You know what I mean? You could always like them more, do better. So I don't know if that is.
So one thing that we had a previous guest,
Sure.
he touched on, and he said that the women are real masculine right now.
Oh yeah.
So if you as a guy kind of push back, they ready to flex, and then you bump heads, and then it kind of goes sideways. Right. Are you seeing that out here?
One thing about it though, also that also come with somebody that could lead. You know what I mean? Like I'm not saying that's not happening because I do see it, but like fortunately for me, wherever I'm dealing with and stuff like that, we do have a mutual understanding. Hey, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, your role is to be a woman and my role is to be a man. So whatever that comes with that, I'm not gonna sit there and trying to be overly aggressive as a man because I'm confident in who I am. And at the end of the day, I'm not gonna sit there and allow you to be overly aggressive as a woman. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know, but like when people talk about that like that, it's a lot that come with that, you know. Like girls usually said, oh, it's because of trauma, it's because of the things that they went through and stuff like that. Which is understandable, but at the same time it's like whatever the example I use, I'm like, you wouldn't like it if I come to you overly sassy or whatever the case is, because whatever the excuse I say, oh, it's because of how I was raised, that's why I'm a little feminine. You know what I'm saying? A female would never accept that. So as a man, I don't think I'll be around that. You know what I'm saying? If that's the energy you bring and respect it, I'm just gonna move on. I'm not gonna stay around or stick around and risk my time. So, you know, my time is valuable. But that's definitely happening, bro. I definitely hear a lot of my friends and stuff like that, and the advice I give them is like, do you try to lead better? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of women are different. A lot of women, like, you know, a lot of, you know, us men, we more like logical individuals. I'm pretty sure I can speak on behalf of all the men here. You know what I mean? We logical beings, which is natural. But sometimes it's more like you just gotta like just kind of like be quiet a little bit and just let her talk. And that's something I'm just learning now. It's like, okay, not everything you rebuttal, because you kind of have to like just kind of correlate with their emotions in a sense, like, you know. So that's another thing I try to.
Let me ask you,
is that give it to you? But go ahead, Chief.
Well, let me ask this quickly: do you think that's the biggest obstacle from you finding the one or that special person? Is it that negative characteristic of being overly masculine, or is it something completely different that's stopping you from finding the one?
To me, honestly, so right now, right? So I'm gonna just give a little bit background just for a quick little bit. So I was a med student at first, right? I went to school to be a doctor, whatever the case is, right? Which is cool, you know. But now I was kind of like, I got Haitian background, so you guys all know how it is in a Haitian. And my mom is a nurse practitioner, so I was kind of like,
I'm sorry, did you say we don't know?
No, I'm saying you guys know. You guys know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm saying you guys
big
know.
Up Haiti, you already know.
Of course. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like the background and stuff like that, where we came from, it's like they kind of like enforce those rules. Okay, you know what I mean? You got to go to school and do certain things, whatever. So as I get older and stuff, when I was in school, I started to kind of like leaning forward more business minded and business stuff like that. So now right now I'm currently like in the business field. I have like a youth center that I run, and you know I have podcasts. Like I'm doing things that's like, you know what I mean, that the norms, like just going to school, whatever. So where that came from, it was more like, okay, my problem is like nowadays I feel like the girls that I'm around and stuff like that, they're well off, whatever, like that may come with family friends. But I feel like the mindset just be like a little bit throwing me off a little bit. They have like 9 to 5 mindset, which is nothing wrong with that, but it's just like me, the person I am, I feel like I you know what I mean? I don't know.
Wait, just to get clarity, are you saying that these women are putting their jobs or careers before you? Yeah.
I've heard that.
No,
yeah,
he's saying that they don't have the same mentality. Like he's more, he's more of someone who is not following the
regular norm,
the norms, and we want that person to be on that level because in the Haitian community, it's like doctor, lawyer, right?
Yeah. Right.
Deviating from that.
Yeah,
So
no other professions.
These women don't want to do anything is the problem, or are they doing too much?
I guess it depends on what aspect. Like you just said, like a lot of women let that kind of like get in between of what they got going on. Even with family, even with kids and stuff like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We live in a world where we just like so brainwashed where it's like, okay, it's just work. And then you're not really taking care of your man or vice versa because it's like you don't really have time for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that. Stuff like that. Other thing that's like worries me about even getting married and stuff. It's like, okay, if I get married with you now, and let's say we got a kid, most of the time, like your woman, like her whole perspective changes. It's gonna be just the kids, and if she gotta go to work, it's like you're not really getting the same type of treatment or the love, whatever. Which is, you know what I mean? Which is kind of like a lot of, I don't know if you guys know, like I think like 42%. I think I read the other day. I think it's 42 or 48% marriage end up being divorced, and especially in our community or culture. So it's like it's kind of bad.
You got a good point, but I know Minga, you wanted to say something.
He said he referred to the time and her not probably being able to have that. I want to know if this is the same time that you are providing currently to your 5 girlfriends.
Ooh, oh wow,
that's a good one. Okay. It's getting serious. Again, I never say girlfriends because girlfriends. That's an actual title. It's just like I said. It's just
so the other three
I don't think Minga is behind this stuff. All right, let me ask you. Let me ask you this, Clip. So, how do you see your future? Do you see that, hey, it's going to be me and the person I call the one taking care of each other, or are you more so setting up to just take care of yourself? Like, what does that preparation look like?
Like when you say take care of myself, I can like just be by myself. Like
yeah. You have you have a pretty nurse's aide or something. I don't know.
Like I said, man, I like my mom is Haitian, so I understand. I value family. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in a two household. Like I see what it's like to have a father, to have a mother. I was raised in love, so you know what I'm saying. So I wouldn't ever kind of like trying to like downplay that, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm smart enough to understand we live in a different generation, you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day when two people get married, it's like, this is what it is, this is what we're doing most of the time until death do us apart, right? So nowadays, it's like I said, it's a gamble, you know what I'm saying? Especially for somebody like myself where I feel like in the next 2-3 years, I'm going to be in a completely different level, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's going to be so much more that I'm going to have to lose. And it's going to be harder to find love, you know what I mean? But, yes, sir.
On that same note, what advice are you going to give to the 19, 18-year-olds that's coming up behind you? What advice would you give them on the dating world as we go?
Man, I would tell them to take their time, you know what I'm saying? You know, because at 19, you know, when you have a girlfriend, I think I had my first real girlfriend at that time. You know, I'm thinking, okay, oh shoot, this is the one. You know, I'm pretty sure your parents have to tell you that, like, you know, it's cool, bro. You know, you're still young, you know, but like, just take your time. Don't let a relationship just kind of like put you down. Because I've seen people that I'm around that's like go to heartbreak and stuff like that, and they never bounce back. They lost all their confidence and stuff. So you know, it's just like, just be careful, like, and then be confident in who you are, put in the work. And if you're trying to date for a long time, you got to make sure you're in a situation, because relationship take money or times or whatever, like emotional intelligence. You got to tap into yourself. So all those things play a part if you really want to, like, you got to do the work for yourself, and then you're going to align whatever that comes from. You know what I mean? So that's my advice, honestly.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I don't think a lot of people realize that when you're in a relationship, the man, you're investing into the woman. time and money. The woman's investing in the man, time and money.
Portion.
Kids get into the picture. You're investing in it more. Now, if you walk away from that, sometimes you got to walk away. But if you walk away from that for the most part, you're losing your investment. And how many times can you do that in one lifetime?
So
That's the truest part, man. Honestly,
So-
that's the hardest part. Go ahead, sir.
so we're gonna have to wrap it up right there.
Sir,
I
thank
think
you guys for having me.
if we appreciate you coming on.
Sir,
We're gonna come on your
Right.
pod.
Yes,
We're
sir.
gonna
Of course,
do
but
the
we
whole
gotta
thing.
make it happen.
Hold on, before we go, plug your stuff, man. Where can the people find you?
Oh yeah. My Instagram is @Clef CLEF The Great THE Great GREAT. Everything is my social. Everything is the Clef The Great. You know, you can find my podcast is for the youth, but the 4 is woman numeral. It's IV the youth. So you know, and again, I send all the information to OG, and like I say, respect to all you guys. Thank you for the
Thank
the
you.
great
Thank
Appreciate
you for
you,
coming
brother.
on.
great, man. I
So-
appreciate you, Black
We
Queen.
want you back to see who you chose between the two.
Yes, we want to know who won the chicken dinner race.
I mean, I could have one of them up here too. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know,
Okay,
down to
okay.
it.
Yeah, brilliant. Go ahead.
That'd be the next segment. There you go. There you go.
listen,
He was raised
so
right.
much again, guys. I love it, man. Y'all be safe,
Thank you.
right?
My G.
Thank
All
Thank
right,
you.
later.